Hey guys, it's Nina Zeta with Sidewalker Daily, and in today's video, I want to chat a little bit about maybe the nitty-gritty, maybe a topic that isn't discussed enough, and maybe the tough love that you need to make moves in your business. As many of you know, this channel is very creator-centric. We work with lots of influencers and creators in our business. I work with brands on their influencer marketing, so I end up hiring lots of creators and I end up hiring lots of influencers for a lot of my brand campaigns. But I also work with you guys directly through my Sidewalker Daily community, right? I have tons of different ways I work with creators. And what I'm trying to get at is that I am literally like in this creator space day in and day out, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I feel like I know you guys, I know your struggles. I'm in hundreds of WhatsApp groups with you all. I feel like my finger is on the pulse of the creator community, economy, influencers, and all that. And I have seen over my 8 years of experience in this influencer space, some reoccurring patterns of why some people are able to kind of like break through to the other side and really do this full time and really make it. And I think making it obviously varies based on your goals and what you're looking for. When I say make it, I mean doing this as a business. And then those that kind of get stuck in the wayside and aren't able to push through. So this video is going to be talking about a little bit of those recurring patterns. Maybe you're not going to identify with every single one. So definitely stick around to the end so that you can hear all these reasons because they're all very different. And of course, I'm thinking that the last reason that I'm putting in this video is a big reason people are not seeing that shift that they are looking for in their business. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in because today's video is going to be super in depth. Oh, before I do, subscribe to our channel. Make sure you subscribe. That's how you support our channel, and make sure you comment, like, and all that good stuff. Okay, so let's jump in. So the first reason I think a lot of creators are not truly making it is because they don't really have a direction. And of course, you'll hear me say this time and time again, the importance of having a niche. But I want you guys to think about this a little bit bigger than just what you've often been told, right? When I say when you don't have a niche, it's like throwing darts at a wall and not really knowing who you are, where you stand, what your page is for. When we look at ourselves as creators and we are seriously like a business, we need to be niche in the beginning. And I say it in the beginning because a lot of your favorite influencers or your favorite creators, you may come to me and say, Nina, well, they're not niche, but they probably started off niche, right? So what happens is when people know, like, and trust you and feel really connected to you, and are obsessed with you basically. And because that's what happens when you become super influential or you become a creator in your industry that people are like looking to for advice or creativity or inspo or whatever. What ends up happening is once they really love and trust you, you can pivot and you can do so much because your audience will be there to support you no matter what, right? So remember, having a lot of reasons that people don't succeed is because they are afraid to commit to a niche because they're afraid to be pigeonholed, because they're like, I don't want to just talk about this, that, the other. I want to be lifestyle. I want to talk about everything. But what ends up happening is when you talk about everything, you're talking to no one. And you need to be able to look in the camera or write an email or write a blog post or do whatever and know exactly who you are talking to, because that is how you build your tribe. So try to really focus on niching down, at least in the beginning, and then you can develop a plan once you build a community, an army, people who love you. Then we can pivot out and get, a little bit more broad, so to speak, and talk about different topics. Now, of course, if niching is something that you struggle with and it's your Achilles heel and you just can't figure it out, we do have a course all on niching down, and I'm going to leave that in the link below so that you can look into it on your own time. My second reason that I say a lot of creators don't make it is mindset. They are truly afraid to put themselves out there. Now, here's a story that I personally love and has really resonated with me over the years. There's a famous fashion designer. Her name is Rebecca Minkoff. And before I worked in influencer marketing, I worked in the fashion space. And that's a story for another time. But one of the things that we learned, or that I learned about Rebecca, was that in the very beginning of her career, she was literally standing on the street at Union Square, which is an area in New York City, handing out flyers to her own fashion show. Not saying it was come to my show, saying come to Rebecca Minkoff's show, come to Rebecca's show. And what really clicked for me in this story is that if you don't put yourself out there, no one else will. Who else is going to stand in Union Square and hand out flyers for you? Maybe like your mom or like a cousin or a best friend. But even so, it's not like doing it yourself. So really working through the mindset of like, okay, well, I really want this and I'm really going to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, which means making those phone calls, pitching to brands, putting yourself in a space that you don't want to be, or because you may get rejected, because people may not come to your fashion show, because people may not want to, and seeing it as part of the growth and being okay with it. I know it sounds like all glamorized to hear the word no, but I promise you that even to this day, I have to push myself, because at the end of the day, if you don't, who will? So rejection, failures, all that stuff, that's why it's so important to be in a good mindset, because you can't let those things stop you. You will not see what waits for you on the other side. And when I talk about pitching, because if you're looking at yourself as a business, okay, you're a business. Well, every business in this world is trying to get clients, right? Whether you're an agency, a restaurant, a nail salon, everyone's trying to get clients. So are you. If you're a creator, if you're an influencer that is trying to make this like your thing, you got to try and get clients, right? You need to try and monetize. Now, monetization may not be working with brands. Everyone has a different definition of how they want to monetize. And I have a monetization course as well, so you guys can check that out, because that will help clear up those cobwebs of ways that you want to monetize. But the reason that I'm trying to pin this is because it's a business and you need to try and land clients. So putting yourself out there is just like part of it, so that you can actually do what you want to do, which is create content full time. My third reason why I think a lot of the creators that I have seen in my programs and my group coaching and my membership communities, and I love them all dearly, but the ones that struggle the most that I have seen is those that suffer with perfectionism. And I always joke, because what ends up happening is the perfectionism stops you from making moves. We are in an industry that is so fast paced that things are constantly changing. If it's taking you like 6 hours to create a reel that's 15 seconds because you want it to be perfect, someone else already posted 3. So it's not that you're in a competition against that someone else, but you have to learn how to be like a little bit more efficient with your time, and also realize that people are consuming content all day long. And I know it's really special to you, and I'm not saying to decrease your quality. I'm just saying to find a better system. Maybe it's finding a way, again, that works for you. But that perfectionism bug, it's so true when people say done is better than perfect. I think that was like a really big, mantra of mine a few years ago. I had it on a mug, and it sat really well with me, because I would just not advance on things because I wanted it to look really good and I wanted it to be perfect. But again, this will stop you from achieving those goals, because you're going to get tied up in little details. And if you're anything like me, sometimes those tasks won't get finished because we worked really hard and then we're like, oh, forget it. So you didn't even complete the task because the perfectionism is in the way. And I've had a lot of mental coaching on this as well with my mentors, just being like, get it out there, get it out there. It's okay. And that's just part of the process and learning curve. So those creators that are really, truly making it have probably also let go of a little bit of that perfectionism. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done so that you can make moves. Now, a huge reason, I think, again, what separates those that are like really doing this and those that are struggling is the level of professionalism that they give off. So if as a business, right, a lot of creators don't want to have a website. Even my TikTok creators are like young and fun and cool, but they don't have a website that's like, hey, this is like my place of business, right? That maybe shows your portfolio, that shows a little about you, how to work with me, even things like your email address, right? We live in a world, I'm sorry guys, having an email of like, your name at gmail.com, while yes, so many creators do it, And is there anything wrong in the big picture? No, but literally having like your own domain is such a small and easy thing to do. To have, like, again, Nina@sidewalkerdaily.com just sounds more professional, right? Branding wise than sidewalkerdaily@gmail.com, right? So like treating yourself as a business and really positioning yourself and being like, again, professional and looking the part. I always say your website is the front door to your business. While your different platforms may be portfolios of your work, having a website is just saying, hey, this is who I am. This is how you can work with me. This is my past work experience, and I'm not saying having a blog to, again, promote more content and create more content on, because you may not even be a blogger, right? But having a place of work, every creator will tell you, every photographer will tell you, putting somewhere that you can drive people to. It just sets a tone of professionalism. Now, here at Sidewalker Daily, we also do website design, and it's something that we are super passionate about. We do it for a lot of our brand clients, and we're doing it for our influencer clients as well. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely email me at hello@sidewalkerdaily and let me know if you're looking for a website design. That's something that we can definitely help you as a creator get started on ASAP, so that you can have the front door to your business nice and clean and beautiful, so that it actually attracts business. Now, when it comes to making money as a creator, this reason I'm about to share, I think, is like one of the big mindset ones, is the unrealistic expectation of time. I've literally had creators do this for like 3 months and be like, okay, why aren't I making any money? I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like if I did like 10 sit-ups and I'm like, why don't I have a six-pack? Guys, it takes time to build a business, right? Because that's exactly what you're doing. You're building a business. So don't get stressed out. You're in this for the long run. Think about that expectation of time. Understand that it takes time, and don't be hard on yourself about it, right? I know we're all hungry and we all want to see success, and we all want to see those, those dollar signs come into our account, but it will get there. Consistency will help you get there. And remember, it's just foot by foot, right? Brick by brick. You're not supposed to be making like $100,000 in your first month of opening your business, right? It takes time. So don't be hard on yourself. As someone who's been an entrepreneur her whole life and has done multiple businesses, I've seen it time and time again. It just takes steady growth in order to see, profitability. And also data. That's another big one, data, because if you pitch, let's just say, to 5 brands and get no responses, like, is that enough of a sample size to say that you're not like good or worth it? To me, absolutely not. It's like 5 brands. I've heard this too from a lot of my creators. Oh, I've been pitching, I'm not getting responses. I'm like, oh, how many brands have you been pitching to? Oh, like 3 or 4. I'm like, that is not enough, right? And we have to change our pitches up, and we have to change things up to see why is it not working. So again, having an unrealistic expectation of time, and not having, again, an unrealistic also expectation of like your sample size when you're analyzing data to make your decisions. You need to be able to have a little bit more under your belt before you can change course. And I think probably a really important reason that a lot of creators are not making money is because they are afraid to invest in themselves, right? They get caught up in a learning trap of constantly watching free things and not actually doing the work or investing in themselves. So whether that mean, investing in a course, or investing in a coach, someone to keep you accountable, or investing in, whatever it is that you need to get your content up and running. Like for us at Sidewalker Daily, that's what we do, right? We are business coaches. We work with creators in this capacity. But for me, it's like, again, if I wanted to go to the gym, maybe I'd hire a personal trainer. Or if I want to invest in other areas of my life, well, I have to invest in my business too. Even the 8-year-old that, is selling lemonade on the street is investing in lemons, right? And a lemonade stand. So you have to invest in your business in order to see those results. Like people, again, have maybe taken one of our courses and then seen like, wow, I've doubled my monthly income or quadrupled my monthly income. But you have to make these investments. Now, I know there's a lot of junk out there in the sea. So obviously do your research, make sure that the course comes from someone that is credible. And maybe it's not a course, again, maybe you're investing in a coach, or maybe you're investing in, again, a new camera or a drone, whatever that is, do your research, but understand in order to make money, you have to invest money into yourself, and also knowing, what is it that you need to not do yourself, like outsource, and what is your genius? What should you be focusing on, right? So like for me, I know personally, like video and working with, people on face to face, that comes naturally to me, but maybe something else in my business I may struggle with. So I need to outsource that, right? Or I need to find, and that means investing in it. It means investing, saying, hey, I really believe in myself. I really think that we're going to take off, but I need to outsource this area because it's going to take me too long and it's not for me. So these are all things that we need to think about, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know it's a little bit of a different angle because it's the reasons we're not making money, but I hope after talking about things like perfectionism and talking about things about, not really believing in yourself or treating yourself like a business, hopefully you can make those little shifts, those little tweaks, and start seeing results a lot, not quicker because it takes time, but start seeing the results that you are looking for so that you can, finally start monetizing and making money as a creator. As always, to support our channel, if you love what we're doing here, if you made it this far, make sure you hit that little like button, leave me a comment, subscribe to our channel, and I will see you in the next video.